I mean, in 1991, if you were looking for say, a bottle of cold drink, right, your choices would be Campa-Cola, Thumbs-up, and all Indian brands. Parle was the big player. Right. Today, the competition is completely between Pepsi and Thumbs-up. You want to pick up a washing powder today, competition is largely between Unilever and Procter and Gamble. And this stretches everywhere, right? You want to go to a pharmaceutical product, big brands. So clearly you can visibly see Indian industry losing ground to global brands, right? Look, in 1991, where did we go and have our pizza and ice cream? Nirula's, right? Nirula's in CP was the big thing at that time for young people, right? Today, people go to McDonald's. I mean, it's still run by Indians, of course, but the brand is global. So Indian branding power has completely lost in face of MNC competition. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? That's a big debate, right? I'm not necessarily saying that Indian brands should survive if the foreign brands are delivering superior products, or at least the impression of superior product, which is what branding is all about. But an interesting and a telling narrative is how two major business groups in the country handled this onslaught of foreign brands or foreign competition. So in 1997, Ratan Tata made a loose comment somewhere saying that the Tata group is going to exit sectors where it is not one of the top 3 brands in the world. Within months, you started seeing, and Tata has put a lot of this thing on the independence of their industries, but you just need to see how quickly the message got around. So Tata Tea went and acquired Tetley, right? Tata Motors went and acquired Daewoo in Korea and a bunch of other players, and then of course later on Land Rover which came in. Tata Steel went out and acquired Chorus, and so on and so forth. So the Tatas took to the changed environment because now protection was gone, Indian market was open. So the Tatas said, well, you know what, we are now part of a globalized marketplace. We cannot play the India game before. We are not functioning in a protected environment anymore. So what we are going to do is we are going to define ourselves as a global player, and we will stop looking at ourselves as an Indian player, and we are going to function completely as a multinational corporation, an Indian origin multinational corporation, and we are going to take the foreign competition head on. The battle will not be only in India but around the world. And the places where we cannot be that battle, where we cannot be among the top 5 producers globally, we are just going to get out of. It applies to Indian hotels. Taj Hotels went and acquired major foreign properties, foreign chains. Contrast that to the approach taken by Reliance, which is a major player. Reliance said, to heck with India, I mean, to heck with, go out of India. Right? We are the number 1 players in India in our sectors. We will continue, we will protect our turf. We are just better off than any multinational competition that's going to come here. We are not even going to try to become a global player. India is where the growth is. Right? What are we going to get out of going to an OECD country? The growth in an OECD country, I mean, best of the times is 2.5%. India grows between 7 and 9% depending upon where you are. So this is where my business is, and I'm going to be the entrenched and the number 1 India player, and I'm going to protect my turf in India where the action is from foreign players. And both Tata and Reliance have succeeded in their own ways very well, following 2 completely contrasting approaches to the forces of globalization that have been unleashed by liberalization. But by and large, the Indian brands, I think particularly consumer brands, have not been able to hold their ground against the foreign onslaught.